I spent one night in the old Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. People call it haunted, but the building itself is enough to make your skin crawl. It opened in Weston, West Virginia in 1864, and it was built for far fewer patients than it ended up holding. By the time it closed, thousands of people had passed through those halls. I went there as part of a small overnight investigation, thinking I was being careful and skeptical. I was wrong. The first thing I noticed was the noise. Not voices, the building settling, doors shifting, pipes knocking in the dark. Every sound seemed to travel farther than it should, like the whole place was listening back. We walked through long corridors lined with peeling walls and barred windows, and the rooms were still marked with the weight of what happened there. This was a place that used restraints, isolation, and treatments that now sound brutal because they were brutal. I kept telling myself that was the history, not the haunting. Then we reached one of the old wards, and our guide stopped in the doorway. He pointed to a corner and said patients had once been packed into rooms like that, far beyond capacity. The asylum was built for about 250 people. At its worst, it held more than 10 times that. 10 times. I stood there looking at the size of the room, and that number would not leave me alone. The place was dark, cold, and absurdly quiet for somewhere that had held so much suffering. Then, in the middle of that silence, we heard a slow dragging sound from the hall behind us. No one was there. We checked anyway. Nothing. We moved on, but the feeling stayed with me for the rest of the night. Not fear exactly. Something worse. The sense that the building remembered every person who had been trapped inside it. And the detail that got me was this. When the asylum finally closed, some of the most disturbed patients were never fully explained because their records were lost.